Russian learners, you are watching the ARusPro channel. I'm Anastasia, and in this Russian language lesson, I'm going to tell you about the prepositional case in Russian. We are going to look at the main meanings of this case. I am also going to tell you about the endings that nouns take in the prepositional case and the prepositions used with this case. So, let's achieve it. The name prepositional often confuses students because they think this is the only case in Russian used with prepositions. But as you know, it's not true. All other cases, well, except for nominative, maybe, can be used with prepositions. But why is this case called prepositional? Because it can be used only with prepositions. So there is no instance when this case is used without a preposition. And we are going to look at the prepositions used with this case. And the first meaning of this case is location. It is also often called the location case. So what is this location meaning? We use nouns in their location form when we answer the question где, where. So where is something or someone located? Let's look at some examples. В банке, в магазине, в офисе, в университете. You can see that these nouns acquire the ending "ye", which indicates their location form. So this is a very important nuance. I have already told you about this in my previous videos. In Russian, when we put a noun in a certain situation, in a certain case, we not only put a preposition, we also change its ending. This is an anti-bonus of the Russian language, but we do that, and this is the location ending for most nouns. I'm saying for most because there are, of course, exceptions and other endings, and we will get to them soon. And now let's look at the following nouns. На улице, на стадионе, на крыше, на озере, на море, на пляже. So with these nouns, we used the preposition na. What is the difference between the prepositions v and na? The main difference is that v is used with nouns denoting enclosed spaces, and na is used with nouns denoting open areas. So open means no boundaries, no walls. We will also use the preposition na with nouns denoting processes or activities, so something that people do, as opposed to actual physical locations or buildings. Compare. В школе на уроке. В театре на спектакле. В офисе на работе. В банке на встрече. В ресторане на обеде. So in all these pairs, the first noun denotes the actual physical location, the building, and the second noun denotes something that is going on in this building. So the process that is going on. And this process, it's abstract, right? It's not like some physical locations. You cannot touch it, right? You cannot see. It's a process. It's an activity. So with these kinds of nouns, we will use the preposition na. Everything that has boundaries, though, or borders, will be used with the preposition v, including such words as город, деревня, страна. So город will be в городе, деревня в деревне, страна в стране. And the names of cities and countries will also be used with the preposition в. В Нью-Йорке, в Лондоне, в Париже, в Москве, в Петербурге, в Америке, в России, во Франции, в Испании. So here you noticed some deviation from the most common ending ye. The thing is, nouns, feminine nouns that end in iya, these two letters together, not just ya, but iya. So these nouns in the location case will change to ii. So Россия в России, Франция во Франции, Испания в Испании. Why is that? Maybe because in the past it really was в России. But when you pronounce it, в России, it's ye is at the end and it's coming after another vowel, and when we pronounce it, it gradually reduces, right? В России, it's not very comfortable for your tongue to pronounce. So maybe over time it just reduced to I. В России, it flows better, right? So remember, these nouns, feminine nouns ending in iya, will change their ending to ii in location. Other nouns will use the ending ye. And as usual, if it's a masculine noun, you just attach the ending ye to it to make it location. If it's a feminine or a neutral noun, you drop the last vowel and you attach the ye vowel. So you replace vowels with the ye. What are some other exceptions to the ye ending in location? Feminine nouns that end in a soft sign, only feminine nouns that end in a soft sign, like тетрадь, will change their ending to и. So not ye, but и. Я пишу в тетради, but словарь в словаре. So словарь is masculine, ending in a soft sign. It will end in ye, normal ending ye in location, but тетрадь is feminine, so it will end in и. Бабочка на ладони. So ладонь, palm, is feminine and it ends in a soft sign. So на ладони. Feminine noun ending in a soft sign changed its ending to I. Why is it на ладони? Because бабочка is located on the surface, so on the open area, on the surface of my palm. Same thing, цветы на комоде. So the flowers are located on the surface, on top of the dresser. Картина на диване. Again, the picture is on the surface of the sofa. And by the way, бабочка на картине. Again, the butterfly is on the surface of the picture. There are some exceptions to this в and на rule. The first one is в парке. Many students ask me this question: why is it в парке? Because park is considered an open area, right? And I agree with you, it's a very, very vague word. And why? Why is it в парке? Well, the only explanation I can think of, I have thought about it a lot, and I came to the conclusion that v parke is considered an area with boundaries. Yes, not every park has boundaries, but this is what I suggest you take as an explanation for yourself. Remember that v parke, just imagine a park having boundaries. A lot of parks actually do. So, park will be v parke. Dacha, na dache. Well, here it's very logical, because when we go to the dacha, we are going there to spend time outdoors, to work on the land, to grow vegetables, just to work in the garden, to spend time outside, not inside the house. So even if the translation for dacha is summer home, summer house, you need to think of this as an outdoor activity, so an open area. That's why it's на даче, на заводе, на вокзале, на почте. So these nouns, why are they used with na? Because historically they were open areas. Post office, railway station, they didn't have any kind of a building. So they were just open platforms, open areas. That's why it's historically на почте, на вокзале. На заводе, well, you can imagine the territory of a factory, of a plant, is very, very big, right? So it's not just one building normally. It's almost like a city or a town within the city. So it can include a vast area and an open area as well. That is why it's на заводе. В отпуске, в командировке. Well, these nouns you just have to memorize. They are activities, but they are used with the preposition v. This is something you need to remember. So this was the idea of location of the prepositional case in Russian. And as it often happens in the Russian language, if a case has some primary idea, you can find this idea in many, many other contexts. So this idea has different faces, and you can find it in a figurative context as well. As for the idea of location, we can see it when saying that somebody is wearing some clothes. Of course, in Russian there is a verb to wear, носить. But we don't use it the same way as you English speakers use it. For example, we can use it to say that somebody wears something regularly. For example, зимой, когда холодно, я ношу теплые свитера. Or он носит этот костюм на работу. So in these sentences, the verb носить means that somebody wears something regularly. It's a recurrent situation. But what if we want to say, I am wearing a sweater right now? In English, you still use this verb to wear. But in Russian, we have this idea of location. So literally, we are saying, I am in this sweater. So I am located inside the sweater. Сейчас я в свитере. So this is how we say I am wearing a sweater. Let's look at more examples. Она в платье. Она в блузке и юбке. Он в костюме. Он в рубашке и брюках. Он в футболке и джинсах. Дети в комбинезонах. So you noticed for the plural nouns here, брюки, джинсы, комбинезоны, we use the ending ах. So this is the location ending for plural nouns. For singular nouns, you remember it's ye most of the time. It can be ii if it's a feminine noun ending in iya, and it can be e for feminine nouns ending in a soft sign. But for plural nouns, the ending is ach or ях as a soft variant. For example, город or plural, города, cities, в городах, in the cities. Деревни, villages, в деревнях, in the villages. So hard and soft variant as usual. So please bear in mind this peculiarity of the location case. We will not say что ты носишь сейчас. We are going to say в чем ты сейчас. So the question will be в чем here, not где, because где is a question about your location. For example, я в офисе, я в магазине, я в парке. But в чем means what are you wearing? So in what clothes you are right now. The next meaning that is also derived from the idea of location is playing musical instruments. For example, он играет на гитаре. Она играет на пианино. Дети играют на скрипке. Он играет на виолончели. So, why do we use the location case with musical instruments? Here, the idea is that when you play a musical instrument, your fingers are on the surface of this instrument, right? So, that is why we use the preposition на here. By the way, the word pianino doesn't change here. Some foreign words ending in o, like pianino, metro, well, not only ending in o, but in general of the neutral gender. Pianino, metro, cafe, taxi. So these are foreign words that don't change in the location case and in other cases as well. And the last use within this idea of location of the prepositional case is going by transport. На машине, на самолете, на поезде, на лодке, на велосипеде. So here the preposition на is translated as by. So by means of a car or a plane, a train, so on. Please bear in mind that when you want to say that you are in the car, so I am located in the car. For example, somebody is calling you and you say «Не могу говорить. Я в машине сейчас». That means you are focusing on the fact that you are located inside the car. But if you want to use a verb of motion, я еду на машине, you are going to use the preposition на, because in this case the translation will be by means of a car, by car. So, я еду на машине, я лечу на самолете, я еду на поезде, я люблю ездить на велосипеде, and so on. So the next use of the prepositional case is the use with the preposition about. In Russian it's о. And the questions here will be о чем, о ком. For example, о чем ты думаешь? Я думаю о работе. О ком вы говорите? Мы говорим о Юлии и ее друзьях. So you noticed the endings of the nouns in these sentences are the same as their location forms, location endings. And please pay attention to the pronunciation of this preposition. The preposition o, when you use it before a noun, becomes unstressed. Why? Because it's just one letter, one vowel. And of course, when we say a sentence, we don't emphasize it, right? We put more emphasis on the noun, and the preposition normally stays unstressed. And you know, of course, that when o in Russian is unstressed, it's pronounced more like a. So we don't say о работе, we say о работе. So we kind of join these words together, and the preposition becomes another syllable, basically another syllable within this group, preposition and noun. So о работе, о чем, о ком, о Юлии, о друзьях, and so on. By the way, when the preposition о comes before a noun or an adjective that starts with a vowel, the preposition о becomes об. For example, об экономике, об Англии, об Антоне, об этом, об интересном фильме. So again, you noticed the pronunciation. We kind of join the preposition and the following word together. The verb знать is an interesting verb because it can be used with the prepositional case and the preposition о, and it can be used with the accusative case. For example, что ты знаешь о России? Что ты знаешь об этой стране? Немного. Ты хорошо знаешь Россию? Ты хорошо знаешь эту страну? Да, я был в России много раз. So, in the first sentence, in the first dialogue, what does it mean о России? Знать о России. That means to know some information about the Russian history, I don't know, the political situation, about the culture, about the people. So know some facts, some information about the country. And in the second dialogue, in the second sentence, знать Россию хорошо, we have this idea of knowing the country from inside. So if you have been to this country, you know, you have traveled there, like you know it from the inside. So you know what the cities look like, you have actually been to the Russian cities, and you have seen everything and you have talked to the people, and you know it not from books or not from the internet, but you know it from your own experience. So this is the main difference here with the verb znать and its usage with the prepositional and accusative cases. Where else can we see this opposition, prepositional, accusative? You remember from the previous video that in Russian the idea where has two variations. Где and куда. We talked about it last time in our second lesson on the accusative case. So, where, где, where at, it's location or prepositional, where to, куда, direction, it's accusative. Also, one of my subscribers asked me a question. When do we use the prepositions о and про? So what's the difference between them? О is used with the prepositional case, про is used with the accusative case. For example, о чем фильм? Фильм о любви. Про что фильм? Фильм про любовь. So you see, each of these prepositions governs the following noun in a certain way. The preposition о puts it in the prepositional case, the preposition про puts it in the accusative case. Любовь, by the way, is feminine and it ends in a soft sign, so in the prepositional case, it changes the ending to и, not е. Remember this rule about the feminine nouns ending in a soft sign. So, what's the difference? Both sentences translate as about love, the movie or the film about love. Basically, there is no difference. The only thing is that the preposition о is more neutral in stylistic meaning, and the preposition про is more colloquial. So we will use and we will hear the preposition про more often in everyday speech, in the spoken language rather than in the written language. But if you are writing something, even just an email, you would rather use the preposition о. It's just we have such stylistic difference between these two prepositions. But you can use both equally and it will be fine in the spoken language. In the written language, you would rather use о than про. Some teachers say that they are still different in connotations, in ideas, because the preposition про and the prefix про in Russian has this idea of coming or going through something. So going through the essence of something. So if it's a film about love, про любовь, if we say про любовь, it's kind of like it's showing the true essence of love or something like that. There is something to it, but I wouldn't say it's very important when we talk about using these prepositions with nouns. So when we use them with nouns, it's almost the same. There is a very slight difference, and if you ask a native speaker, they won't feel the difference. They will say, oh, they are interchangeable. But there is one use when we can say that we can feel this difference. The use of these prepositions with personal pronouns. For example, я думаю о тебе, or я думаю про тебя. So, я думаю о тебе means that it's just you are on my mind. Maybe I'm worrying about you. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, dreaming about you, right? Like when people are in love, they can say, «О, я думаю о тебе все время», right? «Я думаю про тебя». This is a little bit different because про тебя means I'm thinking about your character or about your behavior, about your actions. Maybe I want to give you a piece of advice, or I don't know, I want to change your behavior somehow. So I have these intentions to change something in your nature, and I'm thinking about it. For example, my mom could say to me, «Я думала про тебя». That means she has something on her mind that she wants to recommend me to do, or I don't know, somehow influence my behavior. So про тебя, that means about your character, about your nature, about your personality. But о тебе, just having you on my mind, just remembering about you, having memories, so on. Let's look at all personal pronouns with these prepositions. Обо мне, про меня. О тебе, про тебя. О вас, про вас. О нас, про нас. О нем, про него. О ней, про нее. О них, про них. So I hope you will remember this little difference, little peculiarity of these prepositions, o and pro. And we are moving on to the next use of the prepositional case. So last time when we were talking about the accusative case, and if you haven't watched this video yet, please do, the link will be in the description. So when we were talking about the accusative case, we mentioned time expressions when we use the accusative case. Well, the prepositional case is also used in some time expressions. For example, в прошлом году мы ездили отдыхать в Испанию. В этом году летом мы были в Италии. А в следующем году мы едем во Францию. So in these three sentences we have these phrases. В прошлом году, в этом году, в следующем году. And you might ask, where is the prepositional case here? I'm not seeing the prepositional case ending. Well, the thing is, the word год is an exception in Russian. And in the prepositional case, it will get the ending у, в году. But it's still the prepositional case. Some other nouns use the same ending. For example, в аэропорту, в саду, в лесу. There are not many such nouns, but you should bear them in mind, and please make notes if you are making notes. By the way, it's a good idea to make notes when watching these lessons. So make notes on these exceptions. Make notes on the regular endings and put exceptions there too, because, well, they are rare, but they exist, and you should know them. В прошлом месяце он был в командировке в Лондоне. В этом месяце Он работает в офисе в Петербурге. В следующем месяце он едет в командировку в Москву. В прошлом месяце, в этом месяце, в следующем месяце. So with the word month, you see it's regular. It's the regular year ending, not like в году. By the way, pay attention to the changing of the adjectives in all these phrases. В прошлом году or в прошлом месяце, в этом году, в этом месяце, в следующем году, в следующем месяце. So, the adjectives прошлый and следующий also changed to the prepositional case, but they acquired their special adjective endings. You already know that adjectives always follow nouns in number, gender, and case, but they have their own endings. So the noun endings and the adjective endings are not the same in a case, but it's still the prepositional case. And you can make a chart, a separate chart for adjective endings and for noun endings. So in the prepositional case, again, there is a differentiation by hardness and softness. So will be the hard variant, ем will be the soft variant. We will talk more about adjectives in a separate video, and hopefully I can explain to you how adjectives work in Russian, because there are many nuances to the adjectives. We have normal adjectives, short adjectives, so it requires a separate video. Just bear in mind that in every case we need to change both adjectives and nouns. На прошлой неделе мы были в ресторане. На этой неделе мы идем в кинотеатр. На следующей неделе мы едем в аквапарк. На прошлой неделе, на этой неделе, на следующей неделе. Again, the word неделя is in the prepositional case, the ending «е», the adjectives прошлая, это, следующая. Well, это is not actually an adjective, it's a demonstrative pronoun, but it takes the same ending. So, these words describing the noun change their ending into the prepositional case. And since неделя is a feminine noun, they follow the feminine pattern. They follow the feminine endings in the prepositional case. Прошлая and это become на прошлой, на этой. Следующая, since it has a harsher sh, the harshing sound in its stem becomes следующей, the soft ending. So, to sum up, what do we have with these time expressions in Russian? When we answer the question when, когда, we have a few expressions with the prepositional case, including the words year, год, month, месяц, and week, неделя. So these three time periods will go with the prepositional case. Days of the week, though, will go with the accusative case. Why? Because remember the idea of location and direction. Location, где, where at, and direction, куда, where to. So, accusative direction, implies moving, right? We use it with verbs of motion. When we go somewhere, we use accusative. So it's kind of dynamic. And days of the week, if you think about it, days change very quickly, right? You can notice the change of each day. It happens often. And месяц, неделя, год, these are longer periods of time, and they don't change that often. So month, for the next month to come, you have to wait 30 days. Or even for the next week to come, you have to wait 7 days. But it's still a considerable period of time. And that is why it's more static. So it's like being located static in this period of time. So on a higher level, we can say that the prepositional case is static and the accusative case is dynamic. So maybe this will help you remember better when to use these two cases with time expressions. So this was a lot of information, but I hope it was useful for you. If you need, you can always rewatch this lesson and make notes to make it sink in better. And if you stumbled upon this lesson just randomly, please watch 2 previous lessons, lessons 1 and 2 on the nominative and accusative case. And if you are a total beginner, I recommend you to get my audio course. It will help you get the initial idea of how the Russian language works, or what you need to understand to be able to speak Russian fluently. And also in this course, you will get my 1500 words vocabulary that will help you start your first conversations in Russian. So the link will be in the description. And if you have any questions, any comments, you want to share your own sentences using the prepositional case or other cases, please feel free to write them in the comments. I will always give you my feedback on them. So that was it for today, and I'll see you in the next lesson on the genitive case. Спасибо. Пока-пока.